In 1939, Italy was the third strongest power in Europe. It had a battle-hardened army, a modern navy, and a strategic position controlling the central Mediterranean. And yet, when Hitler offered Mussolini a partnership, Italy hesitated. What most people don't know, Italy almost joined the other side. Let's rewind to April 1939. Just months before Germany invaded Poland, British diplomats secretly met with Italian officials in Rome. No press, no public statements, just back-channel conversations between Lord Halifax in London and Count Ciano, Mussolini's son-in-law and foreign minister. The British offer was simple but enormous. First, stay neutral, and Britain would guarantee all Italian colonial holdings in Africa. Second, and this is the part history books skip, if Italy joined the Allies, Mussolini would receive half of French Tunisia, plus economic aid, plus diplomatic recognition of Italy as the dominant Mediterranean power. Mussolini almost said yes. Ciano's diary, declassified in 1946, records that the Italian cabinet voted in favor of the British offer 4-3, but Mussolini overruled them. He chose Hitler. On May 22, 1939, he signed the Pact of Steel. The dominoes started falling. So what if he had said yes? Let's run the scenario. 6 dominoes, 6 historical turning points, completely redirected. First domino, June 1940. France falls in 6 weeks to the Wehrmacht. Historically, Italy invaded southern France on June 10th to grab the scraps. But in our scenario, Italy doesn't invade. The Italian Navy, the second largest in the Mediterranean, stays in port, or worse for Hitler, joins the British Royal Navy. Suddenly, the Mediterranean is a hostile sea for Germany. Malta is reinforced from day one. The Suez Canal is safe. Convoys from India and Australia flow unimpeded into Egypt and onward to British factories. The Royal Navy doesn't have to garrison Gibraltar against an Italian fleet. Those ships are now available to chase German U-boats in the Atlantic. Second domino, North Africa, autumn 1940. Historically, Marshal Graziani invaded Egypt with 250,000 Italian troops, lost badly to a tiny British force, and Hitler had to send Rommel to bail them out in February 1941. The Africa Corps was born. In our scenario, none of that happens. No Italian invasion, no British rout, no Rommel, no Africa Corps, ever. Hitler is forced to focus exclusively on the Eastern Front. The hundreds of thousands of Wehrmacht troops sent to Africa over the next 2 years, never deployed there. The hundreds of tanks and planes wasted in the desert, never built or sent. All of that strength gets concentrated against the Soviet Union. But here's the twist. Without the African distraction, the British home defense gets stronger too. The Battle of Britain still happens in summer 1940, but now Britain has more pilots in training schools, more spare aircraft from factories not diverted to the Mediterranean, and more confidence from Italian neutrality. Third domino, the Luftwaffe loses the Battle of Britain even more decisively. Hitler postpones Operation Sea Lion permanently. Fourth domino, June 22, 1941. Operation Barbarossa launches. 3 million German soldiers cross the Soviet border. But this time, 3 things are catastrophically different for Hitler. First, no Italian Eighth Army arrives to reinforce the southern flank in 1942. Second, the entire Italian fleet is hostile in the Mediterranean, meaning Allied supplies reach Egypt in weeks instead of months. Third, Britain is undistracted, fully focused on the Atlantic and the Soviet supply route. American Lend-Lease aid pours into Murmansk and through Persia. The Soviets still suffer massive losses in 1941. Stalin still nearly loses Moscow, but the supply lines are different. By December 1941, the Wehrmacht is strained, undersupplied, and overstretched. Moscow doesn't fall. The Soviet counteroffensive in winter 1941 pushes the Germans back further than it did historically. Hitler's lightning war becomes a war of attrition he cannot win. Fifth domino, 1942. Italy, now firmly Allied, becomes the launchpad for a Mediterranean offensive years before the historical Allied invasion of Sicily in July 1943. American and British troops land in southern France through Italian ports. The Allies push into the Balkans by autumn 1942. Romania, watching the war turn against Hitler, flips its ally in early 1943. The German oil supply at Ploiesti, which provided 60% of Germany's fuel, is cut by spring 1943. The Wehrmacht starts running out of gasoline. Sixth domino, December 1942. Stalingrad still happens. The German Sixth Army is still encircled by the Soviets. But now, with no oil from Romania, with the Mediterranean lost, with Italy hosting Allied air bases bombing southern Germany and Austria day and night, the war ends not in May 1945, but in summer 1944. No D-Day in Normandy, no Battle of the Bulge, no Berlin in ruins. The Soviets stop at the Polish border because they can't push further without German collapse, and the Allies have already taken Berlin from the south. Eastern Europe stays free. Poland, Czechoslovakia, Hungary all become neutral democracies. No Cold War as we know it. No Berlin Wall, no Iron Curtain. But here's the deepest twist. Italy under Mussolini would never have lasted as an Allied member. By 1943, with the war turning, with Italian troops fighting alongside the British in North Africa, popular revolt at home would have toppled him. Italy emerges as a democratic republic 5 years earlier than historically. The Italian Communist Party, much smaller than in our timeline because there is no resistance war, never becomes a major political force. Italy stays firmly Western, firmly democratic from 1943 onward. And maybe, just maybe, the European Union forms in 1955 instead of 1957, with Italy as founding chairman. Alcide Gasperi, the Italian statesman, becomes the architect of European Union a decade earlier than he did historically. No Berlin Wall, no Cuban Missile Crisis, no Vietnam War because America, undistracted by the Cold War, doesn't invest in Southeast Asia. No 1968 student revolts, no Cold War nuclear arms race, possibly no Soviet Union at all by 1970, one signature in May 1939, one decision in a Roman office, 6 dominoes, a completely different century. If you enjoyed this chain reaction, subscribe. We drop a new What If every Wednesday and Saturday. And tell me in the comments, what's the most underrated turning point in history? The moment everyone overlooks, but if it had gone differently, everything would be different. I read every comment.